What if I told you that the universe is preparing 7 profound financial changes that will completely transform the life of Librans in the coming times? Can you imagine waking up one day and realizing that the money problems that have plagued you for so long have simply begun to disappear? Well, that's exactly what's about to happen in your life. Cosmic energies are moving in a very special way for Librans, and these 7 financial changes that I'm about to reveal are not coincidences. They are clear signs that your moment of prosperity has finally arrived. Look, I know exactly how you've been feeling. I know that many times it seems like money is slipping through your fingers, that no matter how hard you try, there's always something missing at the end of the month. I also know that you must have wondered when it will be your turn to breathe a sigh of relief, to not have to count every penny, to be able to help those you love without worrying. And the truth I need to tell you now is that these 7 changes that are coming will answer all those questions. They will open doors that seemed locked forever. But there's something very important you need to understand before we continue. These changes have already begun to move on the spiritual plane. They are coming your way right now. However, if you don't know how to recognize the signs, if you don't know how to prepare to receive each one of them, these blessings may pass you by without you even realizing it. And look, it would be a huge shame to waste this unique opportunity that the cosmos is preparing especially for Libra. So stay with me until the end of this video, because each of these 7 changes I'm going to reveal holds a different key to your prosperity. The last one, in particular, is so powerful that it can multiply everything you achieve with the other 6. But you'll only understand how this works if you pay attention to every word I have to say here. The universe doesn't let anything happen by chance, and you being here now, reading this message, is already the first sign that you're ready to receive. First financial change: awakening to your true worth. The first major financial change coming to Libra has everything to do with something very deep, something you may not even have realized yet was blocking your prosperity. You know that feeling that you're worth less than you really are? That little voice in your head that says you don't deserve to earn more, that things are good enough, that asking for a raise is being too ambitious? Well, that voice is about to be silenced once and for all. The universe is sending a very strong energy to free Libra from this mental block that has been preventing money from flowing abundantly into your life. Look, Libra has always been a sign that highly values harmony, that doesn't like to create conflict, that prefers to stay quiet rather than cause problems. And that's beautiful in many situations in life. But when it comes to money, when it's a matter of recognizing your own professional worth, this characteristic has hurt you more than helped you. How many times have you accepted less pay than you deserve just to avoid friction? How many times have you done a huge amount of work and charged little because you were ashamed to ask for a fair price? How many opportunities for growth have you let pass because you thought you weren't ready, that you needed to wait a little longer? This first change is precisely to break that pattern. In the coming times, you will begin to feel a different strength within you. It will be as if someone has turned on a light in your mind, showing you with total clarity how much you are truly worth. And I'm not talking about arrogance, I'm not talking about thinking you're better than others. I'm talking about an honest, true recognition of your talent, your ability, the quality of what you offer to the world. And when this awareness fully awakens, everything will change. You'll notice that you start attracting different people, clients who pay better, opportunities that truly value your work, proposals that finally do justice to your effort. And do you know why? Because the universe always responds to the energy you emit. If you see yourself as someone who is worth little, the world will treat you that way. But when you awaken to your true value, when you begin to position yourself with this new awareness, everything around you needs to adjust to reflect this internal change. There will be a very specific moment when you'll feel this happening. It could be in a conversation about work, it could be when someone offers you something, it could even be when you're alone reflecting on life. But there will be a click, a sudden awakening where you'll think, wait a minute, I deserve so much more than this. And it won't be a thought of anger or revolt. It will be a calm, serene, powerful realization, a certainty that comes from deep within, from the depths of your soul, saying that the time has come for you to occupy the place that has always been rightfully yours. And the most beautiful part of this first change is that it doesn't come alone. When you awaken to your true value, when you begin to position yourself according to what you are truly worth, you automatically open space for the other 6 changes to enter your life with much more force. It's as if this first change is the key that unlocks all the other doors. That's why it's so important, that's why it comes first. Without it, you might receive opportunities but you wouldn't have the courage to seize them. But with this awakening happening within you, each door that opens will be crossed with confidence and determination. Second financial change. Unexpected sources of income will emerge. The second major change the universe is preparing for Libra's financial life is something that will greatly surprise you. Suddenly, out of nowhere, opportunities to earn money will begin to appear that you never imagined existed. I'm talking about completely unexpected sources of income, paths you've never considered before, possibilities that will arise from places you never thought could bring money into your life. And the cosmic energy bringing about this change is so strong that you need to be attentive, because these opportunities may appear in very subtle ways at first. Do you know that talent you always thought was just a hobby? That thing you do well, that people always praise but you never took seriously as a way to make money? Well, that's exactly where one of those unexpected sources of income might be. The universe has a very interesting way of showing Libra that value isn't just in what we've always done, not just in the traditional job or the path everyone else follows. There's value in everything you do with love, with dedication, with that unique energy that only you can put into it. In the coming days, pay close attention when someone says something like, "Wow, you're really good at this. Haven't you thought about doing this professionally?" Pay attention when you feel that inner push to try something new, to explore a different path. Pay attention especially to those ideas that appear out of nowhere in the middle of the night when you're almost asleep or in the shower or while driving. These ideas aren't random. They are direct messages from the universe showing you where the opportunities to prosper lie. And there's one more very important thing about this second change. These unexpected sources of income won't necessarily replace what you already do. Often they will appear as complements, as extra income that will add to what you already have. It could be someone who contacts you to do something specific and pays you for it. It could be a skill of yours that suddenly becomes a small business. It could even be that thing you've had stored at home for years that someone is willing to pay well to have. The universe is incredibly creative in the ways it uses to bring abundance to you. But here's an important warning. When these opportunities start to appear, don't let fear or insecurity paralyze you. Libras have a tendency to overthink, to weigh all the pros and cons to the point of missing the opportunity. This time it can't be like that. This change requires you to be more agile, more courageous, more willing to experiment. You don't need to drop everything and bet all your chips on a new idea right away. But you need to take the first step, you need to test, you need to allow the universe to show you where it can lead. Another fascinating thing about these unexpected sources of income is that many of them will be linked to your natural gift for creating connections, bringing harmony, and making people feel good. Libra has this incredible talent for understanding the needs of others, for knowing exactly what to say or do to help someone. And in today's world, that's worth its weight in gold. People are thirsty for genuine connections, for someone who truly listens, who truly cares. And you have that naturally within you. This second change will show you how to transform this beautiful characteristic into material prosperity. So keep your eyes wide open. Observe the conversations you have, the people who cross your path, the invitations that appear, the messages that arrive. One of these things will be the gateway to a source of income you never imagined you would have. And when you bravely walk through that door, you will realize that the universe has been preparing this for you for much longer than you imagine. Third financial change. Debts and financial blockages begin to resolve themselves. The third powerful change coming to Libra's financial life is something many people have been waiting for years. Those seemingly endless debts, those financial blocks you can't understand the origin of, that feeling of always owing something or never having enough. All of this is about to begin resolving itself in surprising ways. And I'm not saying money will fall from the sky to pay for everything at once, although the universe might surprise you that way too. I'm saying that paths will open up, solutions will appear, and what seemed impossible to resolve will begin to unravel like a knot that has finally found the right end to be pulled. This change has a lot to do with the deep energetic cleansing that is happening around Libra. You know those heavy energies of worry about money that you've been carrying for so long? That anxiety that tightens your chest when the bill arrives, that fear of looking at your bank balance, that shame of being in debt? All of these are dense energies that stick to your energy field and attract more of the same. It's as if you were in a frequency of scarcity and debt, and the universe, which always responds to the frequency we emit, kept bringing more similar situations. But now things are changing. A very powerful cosmic force is arriving to do this deep cleansing. In the coming times you will begin to notice that you think less about these worries. You will notice that the anxiety that was constant begins to diminish. You will feel a greater lightness, a new confidence that things will work out. And this internal change is no small thing. It's not just psychological. It's energetic, and therefore has the power to change your material reality. When you start vibrating at a different frequency regarding money, when you can look at debts with more calm and less despair, you open up space for solutions to appear. And they will appear in ways you weren't expecting. It could be a renegotiation that works out surprisingly well. It could be extra money that arrives just when you need it most. It could be someone offering help without you asking. It could be an opportunity to earn more that allows you to finally get your finances in order. But part of this change depends on you. It's important that you stop running away from your financial problems. I know it's difficult, I know it hurts to look at what's a mess. But this third change will only be able to work with full force when you have the courage to face the situation head-on. Take a moment of calm, sit in a quiet place, and honestly look at your entire financial situation. Make a list of your debts if you have any. Look at the numbers without judgment, without guilt, just look. This act of courage to face it opens a huge energetic door for the universe to help you. And there's something else very important. Forgive yourself for any past financial mistakes. Libra carries a lot of guilt, dwelling on old decisions, punishing themselves for choices that didn't work out. But this only keeps you trapped in that energy of lack and debt. This third change also brings an invitation for you to free yourself from this burden. Look at the past with compassion. Understand that you always did the best you could with what you knew at that moment. And now it's time to turn the page and build a new financial story. You'll notice this change happening when you start receiving good news about debts. When that bill that seemed impossible to pay suddenly has a way to be negotiated. When the money you needed appears at just the right time. When you realize you can sleep better, without that constant worry weighing on your chest. Each of these signs is a confirmation that this third change is at work in your life, untying knots, opening paths, allowing you to finally breathe a sigh of relief. Now, before we move on to the fourth change, which will be incredibly revealing, I need to ask you something. If you feel these messages are touching your heart, if you realize this didn't reach you by chance, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. Each subscriber, each activated bell, is a supportive energy that strengthens this work of bringing spiritual knowledge to those who need it. And leave a comment here telling us where you're watching from. It can just be the name of your city, your state, or your country. This exchange of energy through the comments creates a very powerful current of prosperity for everyone. And if the messages in this video are truly making a difference in your life, if you feel they came at the right time, consider also becoming a supporter of the channel, a subscriber. Your support allows this work to continue reaching thousands of people who need these words of light and hope. Now let's move on to the fourth change that many people were waiting to hear. Fourth financial change, professional recognition that leads to increased income. The fourth major financial change coming to Libra is all about finally being seen and valued for what you're truly capable of. How long have you worked hard without anyone noticing? How many times have you given your best, gone above and beyond, solved problems that no one else could solve, and still not received the recognition you deserved? Well, this phase of invisibility is coming to an end. The universe is preparing situations where your talent, your dedication, your competence will be impossible to ignore. This change is especially powerful because it doesn't just come in the form of empty praise. It's not just someone patting you on the back and saying congratulations on a job well done. It's recognition that comes with concrete financial reward. It could be a promotion you've been hoping for. It could be a raise that finally reflects what you deliver. It could be an offer from another place offering much better conditions. It could be your own clients starting to pay you more because they've realized you're worth every extra penny. In any case, this recognition comes with money. And you know what's most interesting? This change won't require you to become a different person. You won't need to become more aggressive, more competitive, or tougher. No, the recognition that's coming is precisely because of who you are. Because you have this natural ability to create harmony in the workplace. Because you know how to listen to people and understand what they really need. Because you have this gift for finding balanced solutions that work for everyone. All these characteristics that are natural to Libra, and which are often seen as weaknesses in an aggressive corporate world, are about to reveal themselves as your greatest assets. In the coming times, you'll notice that people will start seeking you out more to resolve important issues. They'll invite you to participate in decisions you weren't previously included in. They'll consult you on relevant matters. And each of these situations is an opportunity to demonstrate your value. It's important that you don't downplay your contributions at these times. When you solve a problem, when you have a good idea, when you make something work, don't be ashamed to make it clear that you were the one who did it. It's not arrogance, it's simply letting people know the truth about your abilities. This fourth shift also brings a very strong energy of opening professional doors. You may receive unexpected invitations. You may be introduced to influential people in your field. You may discover opportunities in places you weren't even looking for. And all of this is not luck, it's not coincidence. It's the universe orchestrating situations so that you finally arrive where you should always have been. It's as if all those times you were ignored, all those times you weren't valued, created a cosmic debt that now needs to be paid with interest. But for this change to fully manifest, you need to start positioning yourself differently. You need to stop accepting just anything because you're afraid of ending up with nothing. When an opportunity arises, evaluate it carefully. Ask yourself, does this truly value my work? Does this recognize what I'm capable of delivering? If the answer is no, you have every right to refuse and wait for something better. And believe me, when you have the courage to refuse what doesn't serve you, the universe quickly brings something much better. There's also an important energetic aspect to this. Libra often waits for others to spontaneously notice their value. They work hard delivering quality but never talk about it, never show their results. And while it's nice to be humble, there comes a time when you need to learn to promote yourself. Not in an arrogant or annoying way, but in an honest and clear way. When you do something good, communicate it. When you achieve a result, share it with those who need to know. When you develop a new skill, let people know. That's your part in the dance with the universe to manifest this fourth shift. And look, when that professional recognition starts to arrive, when the better offers start to come, you can be sure of one thing. It's not just about the money, although money is very welcome and necessary. It's about you finally feeling like you're in the right place, doing what you should be doing, being seen for who you really are. That feeling of alignment, of finally being on the right path, is worth more than any salary increase. But it's good that the raise comes along with it, isn't it? Fifth financial change. Prosperous investments and partnerships enter your life. The fifth powerful shift the universe is bringing to Libra's financial life has a very special energy of multiplication. It's about your money starting to work for you, about opportunities to grow what you have through smart choices and the right partnerships. So far we've talked about you earning more, about new sources of income, about recognition. But this fifth shift is about making what you already have multiply in ways you may never have considered before. First, let's talk about investments. I know many Librans look at this subject and feel a pang of anxiety. It seems complicated, risky, and only for those who already have a lot of money. But the truth is that investing is simply making conscious choices about where to put your money so that it grows instead of sitting idle or losing value. And in the coming months, you'll start receiving information about this in very interesting ways. It could be a casual conversation with someone who understands the subject. It could be content that reaches you at the perfect moment. It could even be a strong intuition about where to invest an amount, however small. The important thing here is for you to be open to learning. This fifth shift brings a very strong energy of financial education. The universe will put people, information, and opportunities in your path so you can better understand how money works and how it can work in your favor. And you don't need to become an expert overnight, but you need to start paying attention, asking questions, and seeking knowledge. Every little thing you learn about finance is a brick you lay in the construction of your future prosperity. But this fifth change isn't just about formal investments like stocks or funds or things like that. It's also about investing in yourself. That course you always wanted to take but thought was too expensive? That work tool that would make your life much easier but you kept putting off buying? That investment in your health, your appearance, your well-being that you always put last? In the coming times, you will realize that you have the resources to do these things. And more importantly, you will understand that these are not expenses. They are investments that will return to you multiplied. Now let's talk about the partnership aspect, which is perhaps the most exciting part of this fifth change. Libra is a sign born to work in partnership. You weren't made to do everything alone, carrying the world on your shoulders. You shine when you have someone by your side, when you can share ideas, divide responsibilities, create together. And the universe is bringing very special people close to you, people who will complement your skills, who will bring what you lack, and who will greatly benefit from what you have to offer. These partnerships can take many forms. It could be a partner in a new business venture. It could be someone to share the costs of something that would be very expensive alone. It could be a professional collaboration where each person does their part, and the end result is much greater than either could achieve alone. It could even be someone who believes in you so much that they decide to invest in your project, your talent, your vision. Whatever the form, these partnerships will be marked by balance, mutual trust, and joint growth. But here's an important warning. Not every partnership proposal that comes along will be the right one. Libras have a tendency to want to say yes to everyone, not wanting to disappoint anyone. But this time you need to be selective. You need to carefully evaluate whether the person shares your values, whether they are trustworthy, and whether they will truly add value. Don't enter into a partnership out of desperation, loneliness, or just because someone showed interest. Wait for the right partnership, the one where you feel in your heart that this is it, that this is the person you want to build something with. And there's something beautiful about this fifth change. When you start investing well and when you find the right partnerships, you realize that financial growth accelerates significantly. It's like you've spent years riding a bicycle alone, and suddenly you're in a car with someone sharing the driving. The speed is different, the energy required is less, and the places you can reach are much further and more interesting. That's the multiplying energy that this change brings. So, pay attention to opportunities to make your money work for you. Pay attention to the people who cross your path with interesting proposals. And above all, pay attention to that inner feeling that it's time for you to stop doing everything alone and start building together with someone. The universe is conspiring to bring you into a phase of accelerated growth, but you need to be willing to take these new steps to experience these different ways of prospering. Sixth financial change, inheritance and unexpected payments arrive for you. The sixth change coming to Libra's financial life is one that no one expects, but when it happens, it brings enormous relief and opens up completely new possibilities. We're talking about money coming to you in totally unexpected ways. It could be an inheritance you didn't know you were going to receive. It could be forgotten money that suddenly appears. It could be a refund for something you didn't even remember anymore. It could be a restitution, a settlement of past accounts, an old debt that someone finally decides to pay. Whatever it is, it's money that wasn't in your plans, that you weren't counting on, and that will appear precisely when you need it most. This change has a very strong energy of divine justice. Remember all those times you helped someone and asked for nothing in return? All those times you were generous even when you didn't have much to spare? All those situations where you were honest even though you could have taken advantage? All of that created credits in the celestial bank, credits that are now beginning to be released to you. The universe has perfect accounting, and nothing good you do goes unrewarded, even if the reward takes time to arrive. In the coming months, you may receive surprising news about money. It could be a phone call about an unexpected inheritance. It could be a letter from a government agency informing you of a refund or benefit. It could be a message from someone saying they can finally pay you something they've owed you for a long time. It could be you organizing old papers and finding a document worth money. The ways this change manifests are many, but they all share the element of surprise and the feeling of a gift from heaven. But there's a very important aspect of this sixth change that I need to tell you about. When that money arrives, and it will arrive, you need to have the wisdom to handle it. Because money that comes easily, that appears out of nowhere, tends to disappear just as easily if there's no awareness. So when you receive this unexpected amount, don't go spending it all at once on things that don't matter. Stop, breathe, thank the universe, and think carefully about what to do with that money. The cosmic energy bringing about this change recommends that you use at least some of this unexpected money to strengthen your financial foundation. This could be saving some as an emergency fund. It could be using it to pay off a debt that's bothering you. It could be investing in something that will generate more income in the future. It could be making that home improvement you've been putting off for ages. The important thing is to use this gift from the universe in a way that continues to generate benefits for you in the long term. There's also a very beautiful spiritual aspect related to this sixth change. When you receive something unexpected, when life positively surprises you with money, it's important to keep your heart generous. You don't need to give everything to everyone, but it's important to remember that just as you receive this blessing, there are other people who are also in need. So set aside a portion, even a small one, to help someone. It could be a donation, paying for something for someone in need, or giving a gift to someone you love. This act of gratitude keeps the channel open for more blessings to continue arriving. And look, this change also brings a very important message about letting go of control. Libra likes to plan, to know how things will happen, to have everything organized. But not everything in life can be planned. Some blessings only appear when we stop trying to control every detail and trust that the universe is taking care of everything. This sixth change is a reminder of that. It's the universe saying, look, I'm here, I see your needs. I'm working in your favor even when you don't see anything happening. So when that unexpected money arrives, and you can be sure it will because the cosmic energies are very strong in this regard for Libra right now, receive it with gratitude. Don't question whether you deserve it, don't think it's too much luck and that something bad will happen to compensate. No, simply accept that this is a blessing that the universe had in store for you, that arrived at the right time, and that you have every right to enjoy and use it wisely to improve your life. Seventh financial shift. Prosperity through your intuition and natural gifts. We've arrived at the seventh and final financial change that's poised to transform Libra's life. And this one is perhaps the most profound and powerful of all. Because this change isn't about the external world bringing you things. This change is about you discovering that you've always had within you an inexhaustible source of prosperity, but you've never paid enough attention to it. I'm talking about your intuition, your natural gifts, that deep wisdom that lives within you and that, when you learn to listen and follow it, guides you to all the right opportunities. Libra is an air sign, a mental sign that lives a lot in its head, thinking, analyzing, weighing pros and cons, and all of that has its value. But there is another type of intelligence that doesn't come from the mind, it comes from the heart, from the soul, from that inner place that simply knows things without needing to explain how it knows. And in the coming times, this intuitive intelligence will become much stronger, much clearer, much easier to perceive and follow. And when you start making financial decisions guided by this intuition, everything changes. How many times have you had a hunch about something related to money and ignored it? How many times have you felt you shouldn't do a certain deal but your mind rationalized and you did it anyway, only to regret it later? How many times have you had an impulse to follow a certain path, but thought it didn't make logical sense and let it pass? Well, this seventh change is here to teach you that your intuition, especially when it comes to money and opportunities, is much more reliable than you imagine. The universe is opening your intuitive channels in a very special way. You will begin to realize that you know things before they happen. You will sense whether an opportunity is good or not even before you have all the details. You will have sudden insights about where to invest your time, your energy, your money. And the key here is to trust these signs, to have the courage to act even when logic is saying otherwise. Because your intuition has access to information that your conscious mind does not. It perceives patterns, energies, possibilities that are beyond what you can see rationally. But this change isn't just about intuition and financial decisions. It's also about you finally recognizing and valuing your natural gifts as tools for prosperity. Everyone has gifts. Everyone has unique talents. But most people go through life without realizing what theirs are, or worse, knowing what they are but thinking they're not useful for making money. It's no different with Libra. You have incredible gifts that are begging to be used, to be offered to the world, to be transformed into material abundance. What is your gift? It could be your keen aesthetic sense, your ability to bring beauty to anything you touch. It could be your natural talent for harmonizing environments and people. It could be your ability to see all sides of a situation and find fair solutions. It could be your gift for communication, for art, for creating things that touch people. It could be your ability to make others feel understood and welcomed. Whatever your specific gift, this seventh shift is bringing opportunities for you to transform it into prosperity. And you know what's most beautiful? When you earn money doing what you were born to do, using your natural gifts, money flows much more easily and abundantly. Because you're not forcing anything, you're not trying to be someone you're not. You're simply being yourself in your truest essence and offering that to the world. And the world always rewards those who have the courage to be authentic and share their true gifts. In the coming times, pay attention to what you do easily, what comes naturally to you but other people find incredible. Pay attention to what you enjoy doing. Even if you've never thought of it as a way to make money, pay attention especially to that inner voice that whispers to you about possibilities, about different paths, about new ways to use your talents. That voice is not your imagination. It's your soul showing you the way to true prosperity. And there's another very important aspect to this seventh change. It invites you to stop copying the paths of others and create your own unique path. Libra often looks at how other people are thriving and tries to do the same, thinking that what works for others will work for them too. But that phase is ending. Now it's time for you to forge your own path, to create your unique way to thrive, to trust that your gifts and intuition will take you to places that no success manual could teach you. This last change is like a crown on top of all the other 6. Because when you are connected to your intuition and using your true gifts, you naturally recognize your worth, attract new sources of income, solve your financial problems, receive recognition, make the right partnerships, and are open to receiving unexpected blessings from the universe. Everything connects, everything strengthens, and you enter a flow of prosperity that is sustainable, that is real, that does not depend on external factors but rather on that inexhaustible internal source that you have always had but were waiting permission to use. So now you know the 7 powerful financial changes that are coming to transform Libra's life. Each one is a key, each one opens a different door to prosperity. And the most beautiful thing is that they don't come in isolation. They work together, mutually strengthening each other, creating a wave of abundance that will take you far beyond what you can imagine now. Awakening your true value prepares you to receive new sources of income. Resolving financial blockages opens space for professional recognition. The right partnerships multiply everything you achieve on your own. Unexpected receipts arrive as confirmation that you are on the right path. And all of this is guided and enhanced by your intuition and your natural gifts. But now comes the most important part. All these changes are available to you, the cosmic energies are aligned, the universe is preparing the ground. But you need to do your part. You need to be attentive to the signs. You need to have the courage to take the necessary steps. You need to trust yourself more in your ability to thrive. You need to stop comparing yourself to others and focus on your own path. You need to be grateful for the blessings you already have while opening yourself to receive much more. So my invitation to you today is to start applying at least one thing you've learned here right now. Choose one of the 7 changes that touched your heart the most and take that first step in that direction. If the first change was about recognizing your worth, then take that step today to position yourself differently in a situation. If the second was about new sources of income, explore that talent you've been neglecting. If the third was about resolving debt, have the courage to face your financial situation head-on. Whatever change resonated most strongly, honor it with action. And don't forget that these messages didn't reach you by chance. You were guided to this video because your soul knew it needed to hear these words. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it now. Activate the bell so you don't miss the upcoming content that will continue guiding you on this journey of prosperity. And in the comments, tell everyone where you're watching from. This connection between everyone seeking spiritual and material growth creates a very powerful collective energy that benefits each of us. And if you felt that these messages truly touched your heart, if you realize that this made a difference in your life, consider becoming a subscriber to the channel, a supporter. Your support allows this work to continue, allows these messages to reach more people who need them, and allows this light to continue spreading. Every act of support, every gesture of gratitude, strengthens not only the channel, but also the energy of prosperity in your own life. Now tell me, which of these 7 changes did you feel was most right for you? Which one will you start putting into practice first? And most importantly, are you ready to receive all this prosperity that the universe is preparing? Because it's coming, the doors are opening, and you deserve every penny of abundance that's on its way. Believe in it, trust the process, and above all, trust yourself. Your time has come, Libra. Your time to prosper, to shine, to live the abundant financial life that has always been your right. Until the next video, and may these 7 changes manifest in your life with all the strength and speed that the universe is capable of providing.